All right. You already know what time it is. $100 million pipeline live and in action. If you want more clients, you're in the right place because that is what we do. Talking to business owners who have multi-million-dollar companies. Not a little 100,000 over here, not a little 200,000 over there. We're talking 1, 2, 5, 20, $50 million. Okay, that's what's happening. So if you want to talk to business owners with some real money ready to transact for you to provide genuine value and real services, big caveat here, we're not promoting you to talk some bullshit to a bunch of people and try to sell something that you have no business selling. If you're here to show genuine value to these business owners who have millions of dollars in business, then you're in the right place. Okay, so if you want to land more high value clients, you're in the right spot. We use AI. We're not wasting our money on ads. We're not wasting our time sending boring emails. We're not cold calling. Okay, this is AI client acquisition. Our main focus is finding business owners who either want to grow their business or sell their business. We love business acquisitions because there's no bigger game than buying and selling businesses. So if you want to play this big game with us, come hang out. We're live right now. We do have the boot camp. A little update. Time has been rescheduled to allow for more attendees to be able to actually show up live. October 18th, 10:30 a.m. Eastern. It is the last time we're going to go do the boot camp for a while. So if you want to partner with us, literally get to work with us day to day, innovate with us, like genuinely be a part of this team. You already see us balling out together here live, but if you want to literally be right next to us beyond what we do live and in front of you, come join the partnership. Okay. We have 14 of our 20 spots full. We want you there. Today, we are going to be likely talking about data enrichment again because we're working out a data waterfall so that we can have even better contact information and increase our conversions while decreasing our costs. And I think that's the major focus for right now. I do have a call scheduled in 3 minutes with a guy who may or may not answer. And then I have a call at 12 with a guy who already does exit advisory. So very similar to how we're coming into companies to help prep them for an exit. I have a call with somebody who already does that. That's going to be interesting. I have a call later with a broker slash M&A lawyer that I have a great relationship with. And I'm really looking forward to that because, we got 6 more spots in this partnership. And it's always good to bring on people who do have industry specific knowledge. And I like him. So that's what's on my mind today. Harrison, Sam, and Enrique are here live with us. So if they've got some things to say, I'm going to let them take over for a minute. But before I do, just remember, I love you. Thank you for being here. We're grateful. And if you want to get some more clients, come hang out with us. All right. All right. What's up, team? What's going on?
All right.
What up, people?
What's up? We're here to party.
Yes.
Is this the
Yes.
party?
This is it.
I guess so. Yeah.
You're in the right place.
Today is all about social media and data. We're getting more, building up our social media systems and getting more data.
Yep.
91. Oh,
Yep.
and also we're at $91.5 million in pipelines.
Yeah.
Which is absolutely dumb. 91.5 million.
And it's what, day 9?
To day 9.
Yeah. Day nine. Yeah, it's kind of crazy what consistency does.
Of 100 million. We're at day 9. We're at 91.5.
That's one more meeting.
Nice. Heck yeah. I worked on some cool stuff yesterday, Enrique.
Cool.
I got the I'll give you the table for where to send. We just have a table to anytime any transcript or anything like any ideas or anything, like anytime we talk out loud or send any transcript to his table, it'll send it, and depending on which social medias we want to send to, it will go and break those out into posts. So it'll break out everything in the transcript out into individual posts. write them with different prompts for every platform, since like LinkedIn is different than Threads, which is different than Twitter, which is different than Blue Sky.
Yep.
And then brings them all in to be approved. So we just have to go through, read them all, change them up, and then we can schedule them. So
Beautiful.
that whole process is ready to go.
Okay. Cool. Yeah. Yesterday
So
I
we
was
just-
playing. Go ahead.
Yeah. So we just need to connect in have it go and create the videos as well.
Yeah. Cool. I like it. Yeah. Yesterday I was working on the automated editing. I got a bit stuck because I was like, I had to just create the B-rolls again from the API. So I created them, and then I started like the automation. Yeah, I'm pretty sure I can finish that today.
Amazing.
When should I be expecting to see some content?
Well, I don't wanna. Well, I do want to promise.
Don't promise.
Today.
Just tell me what to expect. I'm getting excited. You said today.
No. Today is gonna be the testing day. To make sure everything's right, and probably tomorrow will be like just making sure the prompts are nailed down, and the automations are running automatically. So whenever we post like a long form turns to a short form, and then it edits the short forms automatically.
So Saturday question mark?
Yeah, I will say so. Yeah,
Monday?
Saturday. Bro, I want to do things fast. I'm like, I'm just feeling like a short time limit. Yeah, it may
All right, I'm
take
gonna say
like
Monday.
Monday.
I'll just expect Monday. Yeah, that's fair.
There you go.
Monday. All right. So y'all should see some additional short form content rolling out to you Monday. Thanks to Enrique.
Is
Harrison.
the
Shouts out.
18th the new moon?
No, yes, 18th is the new moon.
Yep.
So we're doing the boot camp.
I'm interested
exactly.
I'm interested in seeing that as opposed to the full moon, as the moon is like for the new direction that you want to take.
Exactly. New moon is
and
typically like
whatnot.
planting the new seeds. So maybe.
Yeah,
Okay.
Maybe.
because the way that I viewed the full moon before was also, as well as harvesting, which I really liked that thought process, but also in the sense of like shedding what I have been doing, and then like the things that don't serve me anymore, and then looking at the new moon as when I'm taking a new direction forward, where I want to go. And I was having a conversation last night actually about how October feels. Like when we move into fall, that is when you start to get back into committing what's next for yourself. And then also thinking in your life in quarters makes goals so much easier to attain and to become a much more productive person. So even when January comes around, to start thinking about my goal for just March. That's my New Year's resolution, is my first quarter, March, January to March, and then so on and so forth. So, I was also thinking in fall how it's such a great time to start to align with who you want to be, because you have so much more time with yourself. It starts to get cold outside. It's starting to get dark. You spend a lot more time with yourself and thinking about who I want to be, where do I want to go. So I
More
think
retrospective.
yeah, very introspective time. So I think that the new moon will be a very good investigation, experiment.
I like it.
Yeah.
Heck yeah.
True.
I like it a lot. This is usually the season where it's like I really start to put my head down, like right around now every year.
Summer just finished.
Yeah.
People start to get back into their
It's time to grind again.
routine way of doing things. moving into what they want to do for the next year. They start thinking about what's next all the time. So
Yeah, we're right before the winter where like everybody gets all depressed and sad.
Yeah.
We don't got nobody to cuddle with. I get it, y'all. I get it.
lonely.
Just get some vitamin D.
Yeah, I need to.
Yeah.
Also,
I feel like it's also a good time to set goals and say like, I'm still gonna hold on to some of my summer lifestyle. Like I'm still gonna try to go on a run even when it's cold outside and not let that stop me. Because it'd be easy to like make that be an excuse. But if I can just push past that excuse, I'll be all the more better when it is warm again.
Heck yeah, brother.
I say that now, but we'll see what happens.
We'll see what happens when it's cold out.
I did great last year. I ran consistently through the winter last year.
Nice.
So
I like to hear that. I ran away last winter. I went to Thailand. I was like, yo, I gotta get out. And I probably am gonna do the same thing this winter, just to be real about it. Like,
as you should.
right around when December hits, I think it's time for Costa Rica. Yeah. Little South America action for a couple months. Can't hurt.
practice your Spanish.
Need that. Yo, I'm getting DMs saying you're beautiful. That's so sweet. Oh. Love the love. That's good. Thanks, team. Thanks, Michelle. All right. Data. Let's get to it.
Sam, you got a Google Sheet with some leads in it? With some leads that need to be enriched? I'm just going to start.
So many, but like, what is the flow look like?
Well, I just
Do we
made the...
start with the Zoom info leads that are X'd out? Or
Good,
do
yeah.
we, what information do we have? Because we have their HQ.
Yeah. So we can pull them from the Supabase first, because they're all in Supabase right now.
Yeah.
Okay. We could look through them in the Supabase.
Keep my eyes on my calendar.
Oh, I have a lot actually.
Yeah.
Let me go
I
see what.
was looking through, like, we have tons of lead lists. I'm just wondering
Yeah,
which one.
let me find which one it is.
Oh, here's this one.
It's called lead errors.
Errors.
Yeah, -- lead errors.
Nice. And so these are all, see, these are nice because we are getting the names. We are getting names, but we're not getting contact.
1.75 million. All right, let's give them a call.
We are getting emails though. So really it's just the phone numbers. And we're getting LinkedIn. So I'll try getting this part to work. But we do have the LinkedIn phone number API, but not that many credits.
Yeah. Well, that's like just expensive. I feel like there's a better way to do it. Like, okay, so we have email. We have, remember how many names came through 207 in that? Okay. And then server, would we have to? Because like those people that I just ran through, those are all presidents, managing director.
Yeah. I don't think
That
we
is,
will need SERP because
I will just like
these
send
all
that to lead
include
manager.
names. Yeah. So I think we can skip finding the owner, which is helpful for Google Sheets. Like if I have some Google Maps, if we're getting stuff from Google Maps. But I think we can just skip right to skip tracing because we'll have their email. We'll have their first name, last name. I don't know about city though.
Mm-hmm. Do we need it?
I think for skip tracing you do.
Oh, so that's why he was getting it from the Google Maps and because because skip tracing is going to be using the APIs of who people search and stuff like that. The name and location,
Yeah.
or you need their number. Yeah.
Right.
So that's why you had all the AI beforehand. Do we want to what is the best way to scrape the businesses that we want to look at scale?
So the free way to get them by zip code. So I'm thinking like from our conversation with the those guys the other day, like they're looking for specifically nurseries. And
Right.
Google would be the best place to start to find like the businesses and the websites. This is a good because if we can get businesses and websites, then we can use my scraper to go through and get like we can get information about the business for free, which would include just like some phone numbers, some emails, and social media if it's there.
Right.
And then we could to compare the cost between SERP AI API and like the Google search
Yeah.
API.
I wonder how yeah. But I don't when it comes to like the Google scraper, like I haven't even researched enough to know which one would be my preferred.
Yeah. Because I've used some in the past that are there's different ways of doing it. There's you can like use the Google search API. Oh, and you can need a new API key. So you can like search the API with this, and you get back a list of leads. Or you can, I was using this in the past, where you can just like actually go to that Google search and it brings back just like the full HTML of it. And then you have to be able to parse from the HTML, which is not great for names, but it's okay for looking for websites. So you can extract out websites from it.
And we just saw what Google did, removing us from, infinite searches on, right? Didn't they do that?
For what?
Let me see.
I
I'm
haven't seen
looking
that.
for the photo.
They removed infinite searches.
Yeah, they only let you go on blocks of like 10 pages. So they like are handicapping like Perplexity and all the other AI tools. Like they're using their search engine as now like a moat.
Crazy.
So I don't know. That could have just been like
Yeah.
hearsay. Saw it on social media,
Right.
chronically online. What do you think? So you're saying we
So-
would just compare SERP and Google? How much is Google?
Yeah. I don't know how much Google is. But... It's pretty minimal from what I understand.
Yeah.
So it's 100 free per day. And then, yeah. Well,
How I scrape unlimited leads from Google Maps for free.
how are they doing that?
That's like I just was searching it up and that's what I see. It's like the first YouTube video.
So it's $5 per 1,000 queries.
What is that?
$5 per 1,000 queries.
So with the API, with the Appify actor, that's $7 per 1,000. So it's like interesting.
So
$12 per 1,000.
we could, let me just make sure my API keys aren't showing.
Right.
We have going on. So, right now it's just timing. So it's greater to have someone come on board, but we all have a story to tell. At the end of the day, it's gonna be, oh man, we were right there when this opportunity happened. Either you gotta take it or you're gonna miss it. But there's always gonna be many more to come.
Yeah, and please sell yourself. that's perfectly fine. That's exactly what I'm looking for is I want to understand your story and your strengths, but also like, where's your team at and where do you want to take this thing over the next 5 years? Because this is an investment, and knowing where you're shooting for, like I know where you're at right now, but if things go, and I'm not expecting things to go according to plan, right? Because the things are going to change, the world changes, but what are your targets for 5 years, and what kind of impact do you want to have on your community and the people around you?
I'll give you like 5-year projections in the past. The closest I've got in terms of 3 years, we're looking at 100 million just based off our growth strategy plan. So again, this is a plan that's been worked with Columbia University and a few other mentors along the way for this year. So we already have our growth plan set for 2026, nice. 2027, and 2028. Nice. From the dates along with identifiable tasks, who, what, and as well as the when. What else we have? We have a book that's also coming out, a multi-part book series that's set to be released. Book 1 is set to be released between the 10th and the 11th.
Awesome.
So we have revenue stream where we truly are a diverse organization. We don't do everything, but what we do is innovation very well, whether it be within the construction.
Great. I love it. I think I have everything that I need right now. I have a solid understanding of your industry focus and your targets moving forward, as well as what alignment looks like to you as far as a partner coming in. What I want to do is kind of summarize some of what I've heard today and talk to some of the buyers in my network and see if they're what kind of interest we can find. I mean, you're in a great location up in New York. I see that you're very well positioned with the experience you have, and especially just being also in the government contracting space with tons of opportunity that most people usually miss. I also really love that you have that 3 year growth plan already mapped out. That's really important to see that you know where you're going, and somebody coming in to work with you could have confidence knowing that, hey, like there's a plan ahead, and we can get there together. So is there anything else that you think I should note before I go, bring this information to some other strategic buyers? Is there anything that you think stands out as far as a requirement that you have, or any preferences as far as who you might want to have a conversation with next?
Before even jumping into that one, I will notate that we are also within the Atlanta and Seattle areas as well
Nice.
for right business. So lived within, have basically property locations within both areas. So I normally travel between New York, Atlanta, and Georgia, as well as Tennessee and Alabama for like workforce development. But those are the 5 states where we actually have things actually going on within. So, like I said, just to ensure that we're reaching every milestone, whether in terms of from a financial, from a compliance, risk management, we have these areas covered right now, and also set the scale for growth. What that does in terms of the initial funding is going to help us to move things a lot faster and quickly. And when I say quickly, it's just it helps to mobilize all the pieces in place versus to piecemeal it.
Yep, I see that for sure. And thank you for clarifying that you do have a broader presence than just New York. It's also really good to see.
Correct. Down to even waste management that we're setting up for our 2026-2027 timeline for within one of the places being India. So.
Oh, so going global.
Yeah. Oh, we've been working on this for a while now. Trust and believe. It's just everything is made beautiful in its own time. So we just have to kind of take a slow pace. Have to do some growing pains, learn a lot. But yeah, we're set up.
Cool. All right, this is definitely looking pretty good. Excited to hear it, and also really looking forward to seeing the growth happen. I just like working in innovative spaces with innovative people. It's always fun to be able to invest in great projects. And I can tell you actually genuinely care about what you're doing, which is just really great to see. I love the confidence that you already have in your mission and in your vision. So I'm excited to kind of shop this around a little bit. As far as the your access to your financials, do you have, just so we can prep and make sure that everything's going to go smoothly moving forward with the investors who are going to ask these questions, you have an accountant who has your P&Ls, bank statements, anything like that to track? Do you have access to those things?
Yep, I have access to all those things. At the same time, of course, there's going to be some documentation that need to be signed.
Oh, yeah. I'm going to shoot over an NDA to you right now, actually. I have a non-disclosure agreement that I'll send your way. And, of course, to make sure that your information is protected as well as this conversation.
Yep. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Hey, Barry, let me just make sure this is the best email for you. 1 second. Let me just pull it up. Oh, I just had it. It's 1 moment.
Yeah, that's correct.
All right, I'm going to shoot this to you right now. Then just hold on for a second with me, and just so you can confirm that you got it. Okay.
Okay, got it. One second, please.
Cool. Had to mute that real quick, you know, just not trying to expose information.
Waste management.
He's on mute right now. I'm just
Waste management.
Huh?
Waste management.
No. They do a bunch of stuff. They're like a technology integrator for like real estate and a bunch of other things. I barely know. But I'm just doing the NDA right now, per usual. Not too hard.
Yeah, sorry about that.
No worries, you're all good. It actually gave me a moment to send this NDA over anyway, so you're great. I just sent it to your email, but I'm also going to send you a link here as well so you can view it easily. I just signed my end of it though.
Okay.
And let me I'm gonna also
So let me check this out because I gotta jump over to like another call real quick.
Okay.
So let me check this out. If anything, let's be in contact still.
Yeah, let's just get scheduled up real quick now. I know you gotta go, but I live by my calendar. So you have the NDA. That looks good. The next steps would just be getting over financials to me. If you already have them with your accountant, you can go through the NDA first and make sure that looks good.
Got you.
But
so just
go ahead.
Send it in an email, and then let's continue talking.
Okay.
Sound good? I really gotta jump.
No worries. I'll just give you a call at the same time we started today, tomorrow. Okay, so we'll catch up then. All right. Thank you very much. Bye. Have a good day. Easy. Stop playing with them.
Another one.
I'm nice with this. I'm nice. Okay. Easy little intro call. Got to know more about him and his goals moving forward. As you guys, if you were here yesterday, then you know the same thing happened yesterday. So I'm consistent about the way that we handle these things. Have the intro call, set clear expectations, get something done during the call though. So it was fine. We just muted for a second, sent the NDA. He has it in his hand. Plus, even though he was trying to rush off the call, I did still set that clear expectation. Hey, he was like, well, let's just, keep the conversation going. I'm like, great. I'm going to give you a call at the same time tomorrow. I already scheduled him for the same time tomorrow on my calendar. And he has the NDA in front of him. He confirmed that he received it. So it's like very, very clear next steps for what's happening. That's so important so that we can make sure that, and it's mostly just for me. Like, I don't want to have to try to juggle a bunch of stuff and be like, oh, well, when am I going to try to get this rescheduled? Like, I'm already talking to you. Let's get it done now and let's set clear expectations. I'm going to get his financials next. Right, so he has the NDA. I'm going to get on another call with him tomorrow, make sure that I can get his financials. Then I'm going to take this to our strategic buyer network and see if anybody's interested and let them know, hey, we have financials in hand, et cetera, et cetera. If you're interested, let's have a conversation. And, of course, obviously, we will get paid in that transaction. So, there you go. That is another – oh, man, what is he at? They're projecting to get up to $3.5 million cash collected by end of year, but they're not there right now. They're at like 1.5, so they're gonna have a pretty baller end of the year. So I'm gonna call it 1.5 because that's what they're at right now, and that is $93 million in the pipeline, which is dope. But again, what you should have learned from that call, I know you just heard the end of it, but the first 15 minutes was genuinely just wanting to know more about him, what he's shooting for, where is he going, what differentiates him in the market, why does he care about this, what are his goals. The questions kind of change depending on how much they ramble, right? Some people ramble and give you all the answers on like the first 5 minutes. Some people are a little shorter, so you have to ask more questions, but he was a rambler, which I like. I love it when people ramble off because it gives me more context of what's going on so I can put them in front of the right resource quicker. I didn't offer him a free valuation for this because it didn't really seem like he needed a valuation, right? They're not looking to sell anything. They're looking to be able to grow with a partner coming in. So I just want to get straight to the money, right? I need your financials so I can be able to put something presentable in front of some investors, and then I will shop this around my network, and when it's time to make a connection, we'll connect you. So that's what the call like is going to go like tomorrow. We'll just talk about, hey, need your financials. We'll talk to the buyers. When I have somebody, which I should have somebody interested in the next week or so, I'll get that introductory call scheduled and we'll all hop on, okay? And he'll say yes, sweet. And then he'll send me the financials, and then I'll have them. And then I'll use them to find somebody for him. And then they'll connect. And then somebody will invest. We'll make some money. Everybody wins. It's easy. It's easy. Okay. I actually have another call with a guy who's a exit advisory. I don't know if I need to do that live. Like, it's I mean, I could, but it's really just a partnership opportunity likely for somebody who might want to join us and hang out and do this stuff with us, because it's like we're doing the same thing. So if you guys have something that you wanna share while we go through, then I can let you guys kind of take over, or I can keep rocking live, whatever.
Well, I'm working on data extraction, so we're looking at ways that we can extract data from websites dynamically.
Ooh.
So this is my website scraper API, where we can put in any website and just crawl through the index.txt and the sitemap and get all the pages on a website, and then crawl through each, like the about page, the contact page, and the main page, and look for, we get all of the homepage information and then any phone numbers, emails. And so now I'm adding in addresses so that we can just get any email or any website from Google Maps and then cycle through and get all the emails and the addresses. Use that to skip trace, find the since we're getting the first name and the last name of the owner from ZoomInfo, or I guess this was from maybe Avocada, and then we can skip trace and get the mobile numbers, parse through that, and then add to that.
Dang,
So
you got the setup quick.
So this is just pop, 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 pop.
Easy.
So this took me a while, but it's pretty dynamic. It works for almost every website. And it's pretty cool. So right now I'm just updating the part, and this is all free. There's no AI in this either. It's all just programmatic code, looking at and digging deep into the HTML.
My boy's nice with it.
So now I'm just adding in address, but it's not getting any addresses. But then it is getting addresses over here. So pretty cool.
All right. Do either of y'all have more to share while you're, because I can let you guys go, like, just, keep showing stuff while you're building if you want to talk and build, or I can take this call live.
Take the call for sure.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
Oh boy. I do need to record a loom.
Hello, this is Dan.
Hey, Daniel, this is Trajan.
Hey, how are you?
I am very well. It is good to talk to you. I'm glad that we could get connected through Izzy.
Yeah, exactly. So it looks like you're doing a lot of stuff. I'm trying to get my head around what the main side of it is, particularly as it relates to sort of deal work.
Yeah, I got you.
Maybe you can explain it to me.
And before we go too far, I just want to let you know I do record these calls, so I have access to, summarize them afterwards and for my team.
Yep.
Okay.
No
Cool.
problem.
Sweet. Well, yeah, let's jump right into it. So we are deal sourcing and operating businesses to help prepare for exit, so either pre-acquisition or post-acquisition. But the the major starting point is obviously deal sourcing, because that is how you find the businesses that want to sell or the ones that need some exit prep. And that's really it. It's pretty straightforward. We also train other people. So we have operators in our partnership program who will also come in, and it just depends on what their skill set is that they bring. So some of them are really on the technical end and less on the building relationship end. So we work together to help improve our deal sourcing system, improve data enrichment systems, improve our operating systems for the businesses that we want to work with. And then we have people who are more on the relationship building side, where they're the ones who are going to be having the conversations, obviously, the intro calls to see if the business is interested in growing or selling, and if there's room for a partnership opportunity to do some exit advisory or refer them to a buyer in our network already. And that's really the three main pieces we have. So deal sourcing to see if a business wants to grow or sell. If they want to sell, great, we refer to one of our brokers or buyers we already have. If they're not ready to sell yet and they need some exit prep, awesome. We'll come in and put together some operating systems to help get them ready to sell their business. And then we also train people to do this with us, because we know that we can go much further together. And that's the sum.
Very cool. Very, very cool. What I do is more the prep.
Yeah.
So people, someone that's anywhere from 6 months to 2 years away knows that they want to sell, and what I do is prepare them for the process, and then I'm with them through the deal as well.
Mm-hmm.
That's all what I do. And the biggest challenge, and this is why it's a good idea. The biggest challenge is finding people that are right within that spot.
Yep.
And you always have to be on the top, because people change their mind. 6 months ago they may not have been ready to sell, but now they are.
Mm-hmm.
Right. So very interesting. Very, very interesting. So my question for you is, how can I help?
Yeah, the biggest support we need right now, I mean, it's really just partners to work with us as far as it goes as the actual advisory and operating some of these businesses. We do have collective. We're at 14 out of the 20 spots that we are filling up, and we have another 6 partners that we're bringing on. Again, the goal is just to get the right people in the right seats so we can all continue to move forward. The biggest, I mean, I'm not sure exactly where you can help as far as right now, other than joining our partnership and hanging out with us, but that would really take a little bit more time to build a relationship and see if it's a good fit for both of us. But what we are doing is we know that obviously there's 18 million business owners that are going to need to sell their business over the next 5 to 10 years. And right now we're reaching out to them at scale. We have just sat with 91 point. Well, I just got off of a call with another one, a guy who's looking to sell a part of his business for. He's looking for a capital partner, so he's going to give some equity for investment. But in the last 8 days, we've sat with $93.5 million worth of enterprise value, and we're really just looking for the right opportunities that we want to get in on. We're thinking marketing agencies. We've seen a lot of manufacturing agencies come through, but we like to double dip. So if I'm going to invest in operating with a business, then usually it has to be something where we are also, for example, if it's a CPA, great. Well, if I'm helping to work with a CPA, they could also do some of the financial due diligence with us internally. Or if it's a marketing agency, great. That's another channel we can use for deal sourcing. We also have all of our deal sourcing is with AI. We have several channels. We're building out cold outreach on social media, as well as automated organic content that's still high quality based on a lot of our long form video content. The point is we're diversifying our channels, and if we're going to invest time and energy into a company, where ideally it's something that can also support our deal sourcing efforts and continuing to provide value to the other business owners that are looking to sell or that need exit advisory. So for you, I know that you know this because this is the same problem that everybody's having. And it's the problem that we set out to solve in the first place, is getting in front of business owners who are actually ready to bring on an advisor or need some support in prepping their business to exit. So I'd really like to know, I guess, a little bit more of what is your ideal acquisition target? Who are you typically looking forward to working with? And Also, your fees would also be good to know if you're willing to share, just so I can kind of have a solid understanding. Because I do talk to a lot of owners who do need advisors, but some of them aren't willing to pay, like $25,000-$50,000 up front. Some are. It just depends.
Yeah, fair enough. So typical target for me is anywhere from, they're doing revenues, and I do some small ones, but anywhere from $500,000 to $15,000 to $20,000 in revenues. Pretty much service-based business alone. I do a lot of agencies. That's more of my target. They have to be profitable, so they have to be doing at least a couple $100,000 in EBITDA. And my fee, I charge $15,000.
Cool.
So, and part of it is I know it's too low, and I've spoken to a lot of people. I should be charging 30 to 50, but I sold my business, and I'm doing this because I really enjoy it, and I hate seeing people get screwed, and they're getting screwed, especially now with the prevalence of private equity. People are getting taken advantage of, and so for me, it's fun to sort of level the playing field a little bit.
100%. I completely agree, which is why we're sitting here in the same boat. Huge opportunity, but most importantly, this is people's lives that are like, all of the value they've built up over the last 20, 30 years, and the value they've built in their communities. And it's literally like private equity. It's not only hurting the business owner themselves, but the entire ecosystem of that community. And we're seeing it all the time. So I really appreciate that. That's also part of your focus.
I sold to private equity, so I know them pretty well.
Yeah.
And there are good and there are bad.
Exactly.
PE firms that are excellent, but there are many that are not, and they don't care about what remains behind them. It's just many of them are just about the money, and destroying relationships doesn't matter to them. Destroying business value doesn't matter to them as long as the exit works for them. There's some of them, not all of them. I'm not going to knock them all, but it just requires a level of awareness that a lot of sellers don't have because they've been focused on their business for how many years. They don't know this work. Look, for me, if I was going to, I'm interested in, and look, because I'm not the person that's going to be able to help you at scale just because I don't want the scale. I built my business, I built it up, I sold it. I'm doing this because it's a labor of love. But the challenge for me is leads. Is having good possible leads. I have, but I'm always interested in improving that. And I share. So I share pretty substantially. So I don't know if that's of value to you from an income perspective, but it may be. The one thing that you said is, relationships with CPAs. The one thing I know about CPAs is that none of them have scale and scope. None of them. It's very hard. I've worked with someone quite close who's in the industry, and it basically said the United States is 400,000 CPAs short of what the market needs. So they're all scrambling. They're all busy. If they're not, they're really bad at what they do. Really, really bad at what they do. So, there's some areas that are going to be struggle to scale at because people they just don't have the capacity. But that's my big thing. And I love the idea. I think it's important, and I think the opportunity is there. And as you said, there's so many people looking to sell. It's complex though, so you have to have that ecosystem there because every business owner needs something a little different. So you've got the business owners that you meet and says, "Yeah, I want to sell. Their business is worth $1 million. It's worth $1 million, but they want 10. Like, okay, you can't sell. Like, you need to be realistic. So you need someone to help you scale and grow. That's one thing. And then there's the business owners that are really worried about their team afterwards, or they don't know what they're going to do. It's you're dealing with people, so it's complicated. And every deal's a little bit different, but there's commonalities in there.
Yeah, 100%. And that's exactly what we focus on, but also everybody who's in this partnership, who's working with us to build these relationships. It genuinely is just being curious enough and caring enough to ask the right questions until you have absolute clarity on what is the best resource for the owners. and that's where we start. It's never going to be some need valuations, some want to grow, some want to sell, some want to sell just a part of their business, some want their employees to take over, some want a full sale. But the motivation always changes, and honestly, all it really takes is asking the right questions until everybody's exactly clear on what is the value of that can be created together. So we've been having a lot of fun just meeting with the owners.
And getting the owners to trust you is a big deal, right? Like it's a really, because they don't trust. Business owners don't trust in general. They shop around, they talk to people, they're trying to figure out, because they're used to, many of them are used to getting taken and have had bad experiences with vendors. So that's going to be the important thing, is developing your reputation and your brand so that people trust you over time.
Yeah. I like it. Thank you for sharing where you see the most value can be created as far as how we position ourselves and what we need to look out for. And I love it because it's very validating for what we're seeing also and how we're positioning ourselves moving forward. The reason why we can now communicate simply what we do is because for 6 months it was a little hard, right? Trying to get into the space and understand like the nuance and how could we communicate easily for both business owners looking to sell their business, for buyers looking to buy businesses, and for other people in the space looking for the opportunity to sit here in the middle and deal source or operate. But we've been able to really narrow in our focus just to acquisitions, business acquisitions, and clearly establish where we sit in the middle. We're here to help businesses do what they need to do. So if they need to grow to get the number that they like, then great, we'll grow with them, and we'll make sure that we put an operating system in place that turns the business into an asset. And then business buyers are happy to buy businesses that we've worked with because they have systems in place already, and we're willing to stay on and operate post-acquisition too. So we try to provide as much value as possible. And fortunately, we have a good team here together, just attracting people who are also excited about this opportunity. Very similar to how this conversation has started. That's how everybody has ended up joining this movement. And yeah, we're really excited. This is what we plan to do for the next 10 to 15 years. We're not going anywhere. So I'm excited to be in this space.
The reality is you're going to be an acquisition target anyways, like a significant acquisition target, because you can demonstrate deal flow.
Yep.
There's all kinds of parties out there that are going to want that. All kinds that will pay for it, and they will fight you. It might be PE, it might be a large investment bank, it might be because that's what everyone's fighting over is deal flow.
Mm-hmm.
So very cool, very cool. Like I said, I love the idea, and I'd be happy to help in any way, even just in an advisory role. And then look, if there's some options as a partner where there could be a little deal flow for me, I'm open to that. If not, I understand that it doesn't make sense given who I am and how I go about things. I'm cool with that too. Whatever works for you.
Well, I definitely like the idea of working with you for sure. First is obviously I know a little bit of your buy box, and I'll keep that in mind. Service-based businesses typically doing somewhere between at least I guess a couple $100,000 in profit, which means on your low end you said $500,000 revenue, high end with about $20 million in revenue.
Yes.
Any geographic location preference?
No, U.S. is preference, but I would take Canadian as well.
Okay.
And actually, I have a client right now who's a French company, but they're building in the U.S. So, but generally, I prefer American companies.
Yeah. And I know you're doing you're doing advisory, but so when you do help the owner sell, are you taking a fee on exit?
It's a good question. So if it's below a certain amount, if it's less than $1 million, I don't take anything because the money's so meaningful for them.
Yeah.
If it's the way I operate, it's above $1 million, depending on the size, I may take anywhere from 0.5% to 1%.
Okay.
And the way I frame it is it's optional. So they don't have to pay me if they don't feel I've added value to the process. I mean, I've never had anyone not pay me, because usually they can. I had someone yesterday, I had a client that just sold a couple months ago, and I was following up with her and talking to her about post-acquisition challenges, and she said to me, Dan, this would never happen that's why I've never had an issue when someone paying after. But I make it optional. So
That's really great to hear. Well, I'm glad that it's optional, but you still get paid. But the impact that you're actually having in these businesses is important. So this is what I can do is obviously I'll keep an eye out for when there are businesses that seem to fit your parameters a bit more. Because I mean, I do work with several brokers and advisors, and I do have a network of other strategic buyers. So I can't say that you'll necessarily be the top priority for deal flow, but I do want to continue establishing this relationship. And as we have some of these businesses that we're helping to grow to prepare for exit, that's really where I'll likely be giving you a call and seeing if there's some room that we can collaborate on some of these projects together.
yeah, and FYI too, like, what are the? I assume the brokers pay you a commission if you bring them a deal.
Yep.
Bring them a deal flow. What kind of commissions typically? I mean, most cases it's 10% or so, but is that right? Or are you able to negotiate something better?
We've done a few, and it just depends. So some we've gotten paid up front and a percentage on the back end. We do have a case right now where we have and the goal is usually to get something up front, or at least when we're just starting, it was important to get something up front because we wanted to make sure we were being compensated for figuring all of this stuff out, which we were. We were compensated well, and we figured it all out, so that all went smoothly. Now, it just depends. Typically, the range is somewhere between 2.5 to 7.5. We've not gotten up to 10 on anything for sourcing a deal. Our range is usually business enterprise value somewhere between $1 million to 50. So obviously, we're not too mad about our 2.5% if we can get it done. But we get paid on listing and we get paid on closing. In some cases, we have a retainer, or if we're working with the seller first, then we pretty much are double dipping, right? So we're getting paid on the sales side to help prep them, and then it's for our brokers and buyers we're already working with, so we're getting paid on that side too. So
and that's about right. I mean, look, if you're getting, I don't know what the upfront fee is, but if it's reasonable enough, then 7.5 is fine. I mean, it's more than fine. If it's a small deal, if it's a $2 million deal, $3 million deal, and you're getting, really what I would say is you're getting 1.5 to 2% upfront. Maybe not 10, but 10 is the standard out there. 10 is the standard. Most people buy. If someone brought a broker in most places a deal, you would get 10%.
It's good to know.
That's enough. But nobody takes nobody that I'm aware of will pay for a lead up front. I think the reason they're doing that with you is because you're promising flow, right? Or hoping to promise them flow, and people will do that. Especially if they trust you and they see the quality of what you bring them, and the fact that they're pre-vetted. See, there's value in there. Because they hate, I know this, I've worked with a lot of brokers and bankers, they hate meeting people and wasting their time on people that don't qualify. And that's part of why I do well when I bring one of my clients to a broker or banker. They know the person's been pre-vetted, they know everything is organized, they know their numbers, their asks are reasonable, so it's really smooth. So people will pay for that.
Yep. So what we're working on right now is I mean, we've just found that it's not hard for us to build the relationship up enough to the point where we're collecting financials at least, right? So we're getting NDAs signed and we're collecting financial information, plus obviously some information about their operations, and then introducing to our network, and that secures us a bit more, obviously, because then we can get the seller farther down the line and make sure that they're serious, as well as, when the buyer actually comes in, they're serious as well. And obviously that establishes there's more value that we've created in that relationship. We have a marketplace that we are considering rolling out. We already have the software for it, and we're considering opening it up. We're just looking to see where it falls best in our ecosystem as far as the value we create. But having a marketplace where after we talk to the sellers, we can list them with obviously their information redacted, but enough that the buyers that we have in our network can look and say, okay, well, this is a deal I want to make an offer on. I see that the financials already created. I see the sim. Everything looks good to me. I want to go ahead and start the relationship. So we're thinking about doing something like $10,000 per business that you want to make an offer on, or at least put an LOI out on, or even start the conversation, right? Because we've already collected most of the information that's needed for at least the initial, obviously not the full like deep dive due diligence, but at least an initial consideration. And then still getting our percentage obviously on the close. And I'm curious what your thoughts are on that. So if we get them all the way to pretty much LOI ready, and then also obviously considering a percentage on close, what do you think that would look like from your perspective?
I think that's great. I think that two things. LOI ready means it's a lot more than the financials. So to me, if I were doing this, I would have an assessment, and you may already have this, so I apologize if
Yeah, please go ahead.
there. But and it's an assessment tool that identifies variables that are beyond just financials, like owner dependency, supplier dependency, people dependency, differentiation in the market. There's a whole variety of things that are relevant, so that you're able to present to buyers a pretty detailed review of the business, a detailed assessment of the business. What are the strengths and what are the weaknesses? And, the cool thing is if you use the same assessment over and over, they get used to it. So they can look at a bar graph or bar chart that shows how they fit on, 10 dimensions or 15 dimensions. So they get a feel for it right up front. That shows that you do it in a questionnaire. I mean, I use various tools. You're better off having kind of your own tool, but you could probably find an external tool, but something that people are used to looking at, so that you pre-vet it, and also pre-vetting a little bit of information. Like, you don't have full due diligence, but they should have a certain amount of information in folders ready to go.
Yeah, great. I like that a lot.
And I think if you've got that, you've got something, right? And then the beautiful thing is there's so many businesses out there. You don't have to capture it all. If you capture a tiny slice, you've got an incredibly valuable business. Okay, so it's a combination of intake, financials, questionnaire, and then it's either listing service or through your network.
Yep.
Right, but you got to do. It has to be. I mean, I'm sorry if I'm repeating this. It's got to be more than financials.
Yeah. No.
People are digging, and they'll do more of it once they sign an LOI and do the diligence. But you've got to do some of that preliminary.
Yeah.
And that could be done through the initial intake. If you're, that initial intake could be, I wouldn't do it that way because I think it's more efficient. You know what? I'm pausing here. You are going to need to do it, because even when I use questionnaire tools, people, no matter how clear you are, people answer it wrong.
Yep.
So I'll give you an example. Cash flow. That's a variable that people really care about. When you ask people how they're paid, people don't answer the questionnaires right. Some people, I get it all up front, but what they tell you is, no, we get paid over time. Well, it's not true, and they're two very, very different things from a value perspective. So I think what you'd want to do is the intake's got to be really important.
I love that, and I'm glad that you said everything. Again, I love the validation, and I'm happy to hear everything that I need to be doing multiple times to make sure that me and my team are solid, and that's exactly what we do.
And use me. This is an example where, I like seeing people succeed, and I love ideas that are disruptive, which is what yours is going to be. It's going to be massive disruptive. At this stage in my life and my career, that interests me a ton. So if you want to take me through, the process that you're developing, I'll pick it apart. That's what I like doing. That's just the business brain in me.
I love it.
So if you want to use me as someone who understands the industry pretty well, understands buyers and sellers pretty well, use me as a third party if that interests you, and take me through the process, and I'll give you pros and cons and what I think you need to do to improve it. Happy to do that.
Sweet. Definitely. I'll actually just document it and can walk you through it a Loom, because this is what we've been doing for a while. But literally what you just laid out, and I'll just real quick high level overview. Obviously, we're using AI to reach out to people at scale and vet to see if they're interested in growing or selling. And then I take a lot of the intro calls, or somebody on the team does, but usually it's me. Well, no, it's actually pretty diversified because we're all running campaigns. But AI sees this if they're interested. Once they are, they're scheduled with me. I take the introductory call, and on that intro call, really, again, like I said, it's just genuine care and curiosity. I ask enough questions to understand where they're at right now, where they're looking to go, and where there might be some gaps in their operations. So I do, and it just depends on how much they're going to ramble, right? Sometimes people give all the information that you want in the first like 5 minutes, and other times you have to ask a bit more questions, but just enough to get them warmed up and starting to feel like, hey, this person actually cares about me and my goals and where I'm looking to take the business, whether it's a full exit or not. But obviously, during that first conversation, I'm just getting revenue, profit margin on that. What is their industry? What is the differentiator on them versus their competitors? What makes them stand out in the market? What are their goals moving forward if they are looking to get investment? Why? What do they want to do with it? How big is their management team, right? So sometimes I'll also get into client or customer centralization. Sometimes I'll get into supplier centralization. It really just depends on how much information I feel like is acceptable in about a 20-minute call, because that's what I set expectations for the first one. But by the end of that first call, we always get an NDA signed and schedule a second call. So that way they already know that we're expecting to get their financials, and then we're going to do a deeper dive on that second call and actually go through our operations. We have a survey that we complete that asks, hey, is your management team likely to stay on after you leave? Are your clients likely to stay after you leave? Do you have a growth strategy in place already? Do you have recurring revenue that already is set up? Do you have a CRM that you're using to manage these relationships? How many hours do you work in the business? Does your team have to report to you for every decision? So all of that stuff about like owner dependency, how do the operations work, who's in charge of what. So we really do set those expectations, and we actually we set those expectations on the first call to let them know, hey, this is what we're going to do on the next call. And then on the second call is really where we already should have the financials at that point, and we're also doing a deeper dive on the operations. And now we're like, okay, great. We have our buyer network. We have some brokers as well. We're going to go put this information in front of them and see what we can get, and then we'll introduce you. How's that sound? And they're usually pretty happy about it by that point, because we've already spent 50 minutes or an hour on calls together at that time. But that's about how it goes. We're just looking at trying to formalize or standardize the way that we actually package all that information up. So that is something that I would love to show you after we have another couple of calls, because that is like what we're hot in the middle of working on right now, is just having a standard package that we can put in front of our network or brokers. And I would love your feedback on that.
I love that. That's great. That's great. And like the 2 calls, I think is important, because sadly, business owners lie. Or if they're not lying, they're fabricating. They're exaggerating. It happens quite a lot. And for you, especially if you've got relationships with brokers and stuff, they're basically paying you to dig and get the right information. But the other thing I love is the fact you're doing this yourself at this stage, right?
Yeah. Well, there's 14 of us as of yesterday.
But are you all doing the intake like this, or
no? There's 4 of us who are taking calls right now. But
okay,
yeah,
good.
me and a couple others.
And that's the key, because you're going to it's the mistake that a lot of businesses they delegate way too soon before they've figured out all the variables and what works. And the fact that you're doing it is, I think, critical.
Yeah, I'm in here every day.
Yeah, you're going to work at Kingsstart after you have,
exactly.
I don't know how many calls you have. After you have 20, 30, 50, 100 calls, it's really easy. It's really easy to sift through what you're dealing with. And that's the value proposition, is sifting adequately and doing a good job identifying, and then having processes for who gets it. Does this person make it through? And if they do, who gets it? Who's the right fit? Because that's the other thing too, is if you kind of like a matchmaker too.
Yep.
You have to know which businesses are the right fit, or which brokers, or which bankers, or which listing, or even which suppliers you're going to refer them to. That's the magic, because You start sending the wrong people, you're going to lose the relationships.
Yep. And that really is what that's what we've just found in the last, because I started deal sourcing back in November last year for a family office that I've been working with for almost 2 years now. We weren't doing deal sourcing first. We had other projects, and then they just came to me and asked, hey, could you do this to find some people who want to sell their daycare and their property? And I was like, yeah, sure, why not? And then it absolutely crushed, and I was like, okay, well, this is it. But yeah, it's just the relationships are really the most important part for everybody involved, the business owners and the brokers and buyers. And it really hasn't been, like, we obviously have some really great systems. I've put a lot of time, and so has my team, to build this and make it happen. But at the end of the day, it's just asking the right questions and being curious. Like, I come back to this every time. It's just curiosity and care. Like, do you actually care about the person you're talking to, and are you curious enough to understand what truly would benefit them in the situation they're at right now to get them to where they want to go? And that is easy for us because I'm grateful I attract people who actually care. So it's actually been a blast.
This is a pitch for the way I do things too.
Yeah.
If you want to be really doing things the right way, part of it is recognizing, and part of it is recognizing, okay, this person, their business is worth $2 million right now. And they would probably, they would accept it. They'd probably like more. And you go through that.
I'm building relationships right now.
You really can fix it.
That's what I'm doing.
And then sell them this much more. So rather than sending them right to the broker and having them sell and them not realize.
This guy's an advisor who does something very similar to us, but
which often happens.
I want to know more about how he does his business so that I can help find ways that we can run our business better.
And you're done with it. You wipe your hands of it, but it's harder and takes more courage. And look, there's no reason why if you send them to someone who's going to...
And I'll explain thoroughly in a minute.
You have a chance to make money both ways. You'll make money on that, and then when they sell, you can make money on that too.
Yep.
But that's the thing. It's just knowing enough to be able to say, you sell now, you're going to leave some bigger money on the table, right?
100%. Yeah. So that's just what we need to. That's what we do. I love it.
Yeah. No, me too. I think that's great. And like I said, use me as a resource. Like, pretty happy to do it. I like to see people succeed. And anybody that comes to me through Izzy is like a star. So I love her. She's awesome.
Yeah, that is literally one of my favorite people on this planet. We actually co-founded a company together in the past. Obviously went our own ways, but super. I just was down at her mastermind in Florida 2 weeks ago. We spent a week together there, and it was a blast. I love Izzy so much. She is a goat. She's great.
She's one of the very first people. Well, really, she is the first that I can remember where I said, you know what, I'm just going to work with you, and I'm not charging at all.
Yeah, she's incredible.
That's not so much, because I know she's going to make it huge.
Oh yeah.
And honestly, you're going to do well with this too. So
thank you very much.
You want to lean out. I'm happy. Happy to bet.
I'll definitely reach out in the next week or two again. Like we're gonna standardize some of how we're packaging this stuff, and I want to get your feedback on that. So expect to hear back from me probably at the end of next week, and I'll just. Do you prefer text or LinkedIn, or what works best for you?
Email is actually the best for me. So
I will be flexible just for you, Daniel. It's fine. I can shoot you an email. Usually I hate email.
Well, that's fine. There's a generational gap there.
Yeah.
Converse with me whatever way works for you. Text is fine. I mean, I'm totally good with text.
Okay.
It's just, if it's going to be text, let me give you this is my business number. I'm going to give you my other number.
Okay. If you want to, you can, just 1 second.
Want me to text it? Here.
Oh yeah, if you could text it to me, that would be great.
I will text it. It's just that way I know I'm going to get it.
Cool.
So I'll do that right now.
All right. Well, Daniel, I'm going to run. I've got a team to get back to and keep rocking with. But thank you so much for the introduction, and I'm glad we got connected. I look forward to continuing to work together.
Absolutely. You got it.
All right.
Good luck.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.
Okay. And that you guys
All right.
asking questions. Sorry, that might have seemed a bit long-winded. I don't think it was, but when people who have a bunch of experience are willing to get on the phone with you, and if they do something similar, take advantage of getting to build that relationship and see where there's overlap. Because one, we're definitely going to be able to have another person to put into some of these businesses where it might not be a good fit for us, but we can refer and still make some money, but also make sure the owners are getting the value they need. But also he's a lawyer in M&A. He's sold his own business already, and is an exit advisor, and he's listening to what we're doing. Like, yes, that's exactly what you should be doing. Yes, that's exactly what you should be doing. I just realized that we need to be charging even more of a percentage, which is great to know. But getting validation from experts and not just thinking that we already know what's best is why that conversation excites me.
He has people all over the country.
So that's why I was willing to
good opportunity
doing it. Yeah.
Totally.
I could have pitched him something, right? I could have been like, hey, you want to join our partner program and pay us a bunch of money to do that? And it would be very valuable for him, but he's not looking to really scale. There's no reason he wouldn't be a good fit. He'd actually be a perfect fit for it. But I'm just like, if I don't know. I'm excited about where the relationship is at right now, and we will see where it goes. I really just let these things kind of flow. The people who are meant to be with us are going to be with us. The people who want to be auxiliary resources. Genuinely, I know he's a good guy because I already got the head nod from Izzy, and Izzy was like, hey, he's a great guy, and he's provided a bunch of value. So, yeah, I just have a good feeling about that conversation, and I see a lot of overlap. And again, just validation to say, like, hey, we're doing it right. And likely there will be a referral source coming from him. I'm not sure exactly who, how, or what yet, but that's going to happen. Munika Gayan, what are you doing? Everything I just explained. We are buying and selling businesses with AI, and that was another guy who helps to prepare business owners to sell their business. So I wanted to get some feedback on what he thinks about our business model and how we're providing value to business buyers. And he's like, yeah, that's freaking dope. And he was like, here's some things that you should also do. And I was like, great. Those are things we do. Thanks for the validation. Much love to you. I hope that answers your question. That was just a call that I had scheduled. If you were here just before I took this call, I was on another call with a business owner who has about $1.5 million in enterprise value right now. He's looking for a partner who he wants to bring on who can invest in his company for equity. And that call was scheduled by our AI over the phone last week. So he called in, talked to the AI on the phone, got it done. Oh, no, not him. He actually booked through the AI text agent. Sorry, that was an AI texter. An AI texter. Yo, Daniel, if you're here, say what's up in the chat because I would love to know how you're doing. Or let's find some time. I'll just give you a call sometime because it's been a little bit, but always thinking about you. Sending love your way, brother. Thank you for being here. Yes, sir. That's what I like to see. Good stuff. So these live streams are just to show you guys what we're doing like day to day. I do have a call with a broker / M&A lawyer later that I've had a relationship with for about 9 months, and we're going to be likely putting together some sort of partnership opportunity because I want more in-house resources as far as a brokerage is concerned. So people who can actually do deal negotiations, who can give us a proper valuation. Also, he's a lawyer, so he can kind of double check and make sure that everything, like when we're looking for doing our own internal acquisition. So when we want to buy a business, it would be great to have somebody kind of in-house who can work alongside of us to do that. Also, he has info product stuff where he's helping other business owners prepare to sell their business. And he's helping operators or deals. No. He has info products that help business owners sell their business. So if we can take some of those resources and bring them in-house as well, it would be kind of a win-win-win for everybody because he needs more deal flow. He also needs somewhere to leverage all of his expertise. We obviously train operators and people to go in place and work in these businesses to prepare them to exit. So any resources that this broker can give to us, we can give to you guys. And that's how we've always been. So we are always bringing more resources to this program, like literally all the time. So excited about the day because it seems to just be a resource day where we're kind of gobbling some stuff up and getting ready to rock. We're also doing data enrichment. Harrison is working on some data enrichment stuff. I might let him give us a little note. Like every time I disappear for maybe 30 minutes, Harrison's already like, you know, like 100 yards further downfield, which is dope.
We're just Enrique and I are heads down this week, just getting everything up and running.
It.
The nice thing about building things, once you build it, it's built, and then you use it, and it's working. So it's very motivating.
I love that. And I get to just talk this week. Yay. I did my stint in the deep dive build 2 weeks ago. So I'm glad that I'm getting a little bit of a diversification this week. Enrique's back in it too, just grinding. I appreciate you guys. Thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's all cool stuff.
Yeah. During that call, I had a good vision for what, and Sam has been talking about this too, like just putting together our own form and stuff. And especially after that confusion from yesterday's valuation referral, I want to secure more in-house resources so we just have more transparency on what's going on, which literally I had that thought yesterday. I reached out to Ben and we already have a call scheduled today, and he expressed his own excitement to get back on the call. He was like, yeah, dude, it's time for us to catch up. Let's do it. Which is great, you know, to have business opportunities with people who we genuinely like working with. I'm just so grateful for it. Yeah. Like I spent 10 hours with this broker / lawyer before I knew any of the stuff I know now. So we haven't really sat down and talked since like before I did those 40+ interviews with other investors and brokers, before we did all of this the deal flow stuff here, before we've gotten any of these results. So this was like 7 months ago, 6-7 months ago since the last time we really sat down. I'm just stoked to get to bring him so much more understanding and awareness now. Like now we can actually speak the same language, whereas maybe 7 or 8 months ago I was a little foggy on the details a bit, but now I can say, yo, all of that stuff we talked about, we actually executed on, and this is what's happening right now, and I'd love to be able to make something work out where we can work together more closely.
Heck yeah.
Yeah. Just so much gratitude today. I don't know what it is. Maybe it's something that's in my coffee, I guess. I don't know. Somebody put something in here.
Those good days.
Gratitude. Nothing feels like it. Oh man, nothing feels like this. God is good. We are good. Life is good. Abundance all around. Infinite opportunity. I can feel the quantum just literally like moving and reconfiguring reality in this moment right now. Like I feel so powerful. I don't know what's going on, but I'm feeling good. Do you guys, little plug for a YouTube, check out Joel S. Goldsmith. You don't have to do it right now, but very, very, very conscious spiritual speaker from like the 1940s, 1950s, 1960s. But he just makes me feel so peaceful, and I usually listen to him when it's time to go to sleep at night. Because it's just very, I don't know, it just resonates really well. It puts me in that state of just like, oh, I'm just here. And the only place I could be is here, right now. There's no past. There's no future. It's just right now.
Oh, he died.
Oh, yeah, I mean, he was.
A long time ago.
That boy been dead for a minute. But Joel S. Goldsmith, big fan, really resonates. If you want to know what kind of vibe I'm on, check out Joel Goldsmith, because that is definitely big same vibes. Like we're twins. Just Christ consciousness type shit, you know. Yeah.
Heck yeah.
All right. 2 hours to hang out. What else we got? So I have been obviously talking a lot during today's live stream. I don't always talk this much, but if you're here, you're probably used to it. I'm gonna shut up for a little bit. I'm gonna let these guys kind of take over and share what they're doing, or just we'll do some deep focus work for a little moment. So don't necessarily expect a ton of action for the next few minutes, unless you want it.
I'll just
Cool.
walk through what I'm doing. So we're experimenting with different APIs to take a lead that we get from either Google Maps or from like Avocadata or some other source. Like we'll sometimes get a name, an email, but we'll always get the website. So I'll probably put an if in here first. Like if we have a name, if like first name or last name is available, then we don't need to search for name. But if we do have it, then we can scrape the website and this is just an HTML scraper that I built that can just get anything from the website, including like social medias and stuff. So this one didn't come up with anything. They don't always do, but we can at least like sometime. This is an e-commerce company, so they don't have a lot of information on their website. It's mainly just like pillows. So, and not a very helpful website for us, and not really in our like targeting anyways. But
are you also
then
looking for? Sorry, are you also looking for like the business owner's name or anything like that on page?
Yeah. We're not looking at it on the page. I was gonna add that into like maybe the about page. This isn't a very good website for this.
But I was just thinking about that because of the video we watched with Alex Berman where he was like, "Oh, okay, well, we're also verifying the owner's name from the page stuff," and I was like, "Well, that's not gonna work every time, but it can work some of the time, which will just help for skip tracing."
Yeah. So he was doing it from SERP API. Which I need to set up, but I was trying it with like just a Google search, which these are bad examples because these are like e-commerce companies, so they're not like small businesses, but like home and garden show maybe, or I need a better list to be doing this on.
What's the difference between SERP API and just regular SERP API? Because I have a subscription with SERP. But not SERP.
I don't know the difference actually. What is SERPer?
I'm looking up.
Wait, is this?
I think it's just this. I think it's just an alternative, I guess, to SERP.
And what SERPer stand for? So it's just a Google search API. What I don't understand is why.
You guys want to hear this call?
Yeah. We're just gabbing. So yes, please.
I'm gonna go pee then. Actually, yeah.
Actually, I don't know. One sec.
All right. We got another live call for you. You guys are getting the deets today. Oh, and we were at what 91.5 plus the 1.5. That's 93 mil.
So I know that this type of like thing that you're doing is a home run for sure. So with all that said, I'll say that we can start this off by having, another conversation where we exchange like some more information, and then I'll prepare to get you in the board meeting, and all of that will be wrapped up before the end of the month. By the time we get to the board meeting, I'm pretty sure you guys will understand what type of deal you want to cut with us. Whether you could do something similar like, our current outside firms, like our law firm, where they just do, either a rolled fee, like the law firm does what we call a rolled fee. So let's say you guys do the equivalent of what you think is like $20,000 worth of work in 30 days and a deal doesn't close. We roll that into the next deal and then maybe we'll pay, like a certain percentage of that. Or we do what we call like a success fee with the accountants and the auditors, where every deal that succeeds, we give like 120 to 140% premium on the normal rates. And every deal that fails, we do something like a 40% or 60% rate on that to kind of just keep everyone's like emphasis on good deals. You know what I mean? Like, so that's what I'm thinking on the top of my head. What compensation do you guys actually want? I think that is like a huge question I have to understand. Given the benefit of the doubt that you guys are finding these deals, considering you're not brokers, I'm not sure if you guys can, I guess let me ask you that. Do you guys give them some type of legally binding document where they can't shop around?
Can you rephrase that last part again?
Yeah. Brokers do this thing where they basically give them like these non-competes. So the owner literally cannot even like let's say if I hit somebody up who has a broker right now, they have to tell me, you have to talk to my broker. I can't talk to you about this deal. Do you guys have like a similar type of non-compete, or how do you guys go about kind of like locking in your sellers?
Right. And we can talk a lot more about that, like nuance later, but we can, but it's more so up to the buyer, but that's from a relationship-based approach as well. We can talk more about how that like integrates with what you guys are currently doing, and more of that color can be like shown to you over time. But yes, it is in a sense a way that it gets locked in with you guys.
Yeah, right. So you guys have some type of, yeah, I mean, I don't know, dude, this sounds pretty good. So yeah, like I said, I mean, those are the main questions I would like to have answered. I think we could just start with that, you know what I mean, as like a point to move forward on for the next call. I will start to send you the stuff that you will need for the board meeting, and you can start to send me like basic, like I really don't even want to see the case study. What I really want to see is how you guys are going to get compensated. What kind of structures you guys are okay with, and also what kind of value added type propositions you guys can add to the deal. And I think that's a great place to start. Like, what did you have in mind moving forward?
No, yeah, I think that's perfect. That's why I brought up being able to speak to the board. So if you can send me over all of that documentation, and then we can set up another call, let's say early next week, Tuesday. And then we could start moving forward on getting on to that meeting.
Yeah, early next week is fine.
Yeah.
Tuesday, Wednesday is okay.
Tuesday, Wednesday? Do you want to do the same time? Wait, let me look at my calendar today. Yeah,
because
you want to do, well,
Mhm.
I'm also speaking to them that week. So let's do, you do 4 p.m. Eastern on Tuesday?
4 Eastern on Tuesday. 4.
I could, yeah.
Yeah, 4 Eastern Tuesday is cool. Yeah, 4 Eastern Tuesday is cool.
Okay, cool. I'll lock you in there. And then can you send me over those documents today or by Friday that I can?
Yeah, I'll send them over within like the next 24. I see like an email. I saw some emails and stuff. Like automatic. Is it Omnira?
Yeah, Omnira. So
Omnira-
it's Sam at
Omnira
omnirasystems.com. Yeah, that's my email. You can send it to.
Okay, you're Sam at Omnira Systems. Okay. All right, I got that. Yeah, so I'll send you over all that like relevant type stuff. Okay, Sam at Omnira. Yeah. Yeah, I think that's good. Was there anything else you wanted to add?
Not really right now. I think we covered a lot, and once I get that information over, I'll have a lot more color that I could go off of.
Cool, perfect. All right, looking forward to it, Sam.
All right, sounds good.
All right, take
Bye
care.
now.
Bye.
Nice.
Yeah,
Heck
so
yeah.
to provide a little bit more context there, I know we just jumped in randomly, but that is another buy side guy.
Mhm.
Like I said, I wanted to speak to the board because those are the guys that could make the decisions. He's just very interested in what we do, and I think there's a lot of synergy there that could be provided in our systems and doing it. Right before I jumped on here, he was just alluding to how when he saw our content and saw what we were talking about, it was genius. He thought we were geniuses just because of the way that we're positioning ourselves. We're positioning ourselves into an old and antiquated system that is focused on doing things the old school way, and nobody wants to innovate and modernize the way these processes roll. And we are placed at a premium and that's why they're all reaching out to us now. So it's all about the vehicle you're in, and we're driving in a Lamborghini. So back to the data.
Back.
Flip it though.
Yeah, clip it. Just to give
I'll be
you
right
a
back.
little. Okay, well then I won't. I'll
Well,
be right
go
back.
ahead. Go ahead.
We can just
Go
both
ahead.
be right back. That's okay.
No, go ahead real quick.
No, I mean I just want to kind of go back through what offers we can take to buy side, but we can talk about that in a little bit. But I think that's just because I also just talked to another advisor who's doing exit advisory, and I think a little bit of what he said is sparking some ideas for me too, and then also hearing.
I spoke to a guy yesterday, a buy side exit prep exit system. So yes, there's a lot of things that I learned in that conversation. So I'm curious to what you're about to say.
I said I want to go pee, but I want.
Should we come back?
Yeah,
We'll come back to that.
Hey,
We'll pass
yeah.
it back over to the data. Looking at SERP.
Y'all can do your data stuff. We'll come back and start talking about buy side offers in a moment. But this is where like the commercial would start, or I guess not, like a news anchor handing over to the other team. Whatever. I'm gonna go.
Yeah.
What's up, chat?
Daniel. Murakadyan. How is everybody?
Let me just share my screen. Just to show what I'm doing.
Nice.
So basically right now I'm just in the loop process.
Yeah.
Let me just turn the volume on. There you go. I'm using this code node just to like a placeholder when I'm just imagining that this code node is gonna be this agents here that are gonna like break down the 8 presets that are gonna go through.
Mm-hmm.
So now I'm just putting like a loop, so all 8 presets get done. So I create the image first, and then I create the video, and then once this is done, I'm gonna go into the short form editing. By the way, I did create it already, like an editing example.
Nice. Oh, wow, look at that.
So it's just like this. This is just getting added automatically.
Wow.
But we have more. So we have 8 presets that have to
Yeah.
be put into this video. And all of this is going to be autonomous and automated. So the agent is going to figure it out how to edit the video. And the automation is going to edit the video automatically so we can get it ready.
Yeah.
We can get it to our front UI, prove it, and that will send it to Blutato. And Blutato will upload it to the social medias that we want.
Wow. There it is.
It's getting...
It's getting there.
I had this vision, like... I had this, like... thought, well, not this vision, like, thought of, like, doing this 4 days ago. And I was like, yeah, this is gonna be sexy.
Heck yeah. And then just having it be able to be edited is way cool.
Yes, having the autonomous editing, yeah.
That's the
Well,
best.
the AI figuring out how to edit it, and then having the automation.
Cool. So we can make an editing agent almost, just to.
Yes. So I'm gonna have to add another agent. So we have the creative video director. We have the execution engine that figures out like what's gonna be the image prompt, the video prompt, how many presets, what times are we gonna edit it, what motions are we gonna have for the videos, and then the third agent has to be the one that creates the JSON.
Yeah.
For the editing piece. Because if you can see here, this is the... Oh, shoot. I exposed my API key. Well, is it... doesn't matter. We'll have to have like a variable here that just specifies what JSON it needs to be used.
Yeah.
Like JSON. So the agent should be like here, not here, because we need to be able to grab all the URLs and place them in the right place.
Yeah.
Okay.
Interesting.
But right
And
now,
right now, where are all the presets?
presets have not been made and put into the table yet. Because remember I told you that I was really exhausted about prompting and having to get the agent like ready. So I went straight into the editing piece. Now I'm feeling fresh. Now today we're gonna put them on the table.
Taking care of my nephews today, so I had to order us some food.
Nice. Anything
Curious.
good?
Huh?
Anything good?
I'm treating them to Zupas.
Wow.
I've never had it before.
To Supabase?
It's called Zupas. Zupas. It's like a Utah chain.
Yeah, I think it's Utah.
So I'm ordering them what I get, which is a honey bacon club with a lobster bisque.
Ooh,
and,
heck yeah.
You know, the strawberry in the roll. So
You
we'll
gotta
see if
get
they
the
like
fucking
it.
strawberry.
I don't know if that is like a more adult palate, but I hope that they like it. So
Everyone loves a chocolate strawberry. You can't
yeah,
go
and
wrong.
they told me they've had crab before and they like crab. So lobster bisque soup with a BLT sandwich, panini,
Yeah.
should taste good. I'm curious where we at with leads. I need leads.
I am
Data.
trying to get the process. Keeps timing out, which is weird. We'll try. So yeah, lead comes in, we're scraping the website. If we don't have an owner, which in this case we do, but then we come in, we do a Google search to find the owner. AI extracts that out. Just having a problem. And then we skip trace on that. So I'm setting up this and the skip trace now. Hopefully to be where we could just like run everyone through. which is sweet. What do we need leads for? Which campaign?
Yeah, and for an infrastructure layer for landscapers.
Yes.
So it's like it could serve two purposes.
Yeah. I think for the landscaper in particular, I think doing a campaign. So context, we had a call the other day with a startup that is wanting to do outreach to.
I think I told them about this.
Oh, you did?
Yeah.
Cool.
Well, that's yesterday, so it's good to talk about it again today.
Yeah.
Sure.
Basically, they're building a tool that helps with the procurement process for landscaping businesses, and they have a cool idea, and it's pretty simple, and it's a good friend of mine who's doing it, so I think they'll be able to do it. But we're gonna help them, and I think we can find pretty easily the email from like the email for the business pretty easily, but I think it's the finding the right email is the problem. I wonder if like the low key way to do it is just we get all the emails, we put them into an email campaign, just like, hey, I'm a landscaping business. Who is the email of the person I should be reaching out to for these procurement offers? And then we just like let the emails come back. That could be like, for this in particular, could be just kind of the easy way to do it.
100%. I'm 100%. I was thinking more so also for finding landscapers that we're gonna get the LOIs for. So not only for just the nurseries, like that would be a whole other thought process, but like thinking about the landscapers as well.
Yeah.
Because like, we have a good process for it already, but I'm just like saying we're always searching for a new way and a better way to do things. So right now we've been looking at a waterfall structure to, find the
better
best
ways.
The best contact information. So
Yeah.
I was thinking like, boom, first we have to get it from somewhere. So that was like the Google thought process. And then through SERP, then through Lead Magic.
Mm-hmm. Pull up Lead Magic. How does Lead Magic work? And they have an API. You
Yeah.
it all?
Should I get it?
Yeah. Let's just get one, and then we can play around with it.
Cool.
I want to get Mehik in here tomorrow, because we just had a chat yesterday about what she's working on with the social media DMs as well. So just having more outreach on more channels, which we love. And then we can share a little bit about how our organic social media automations will also pair with our social DMs, and how eventually we'd like to integrate that with not only RVM, SMS, and email, but now also LinkedIn DMs, Instagram DMs, Facebook DMs.
Yeah.
I really
I
like.
looked into LinkedIn, but I haven't looked into the other ones.
I really like the platform that she's using. But it's like they don't have like an API or anything. It's more of like she got connected by someone, and the someone has like that platform that costs like 120. Well, she mentioned that 120 per month. That's kind of like expensive, and also like social media accounts cost, how many you can have. I will say that. I mentioned to her like, I think it will be good to leverage either Unipile for the WhatsApp and then LinkedIn, and as far as like Instagram and X and other platforms, maybe Unipile also works, or other platform. We just have to do the research.
Let me look up Unipile again real quick. Unipile. Because I mean, we've been talking about Unipile for like 6 months now. And I mean, it shows that they have all of the platforms that we're talking about: X, Facebook, WhatsApp, IG, LinkedIn. And then also being, I think they can also get us analytics on the performance of send, receive, and reply. Maybe not. Maybe it's not analytics also. Maybe it's just list all post comments, send an invitation. I don't know. It can do a lot. And it's also not crazy expensive, so it's actually really cheap.
Yeah.
For 11 to 50 accounts. Yeah, we were talking yesterday, and part of what the expense is the proxies for each of the accounts, and then the accounts themselves. For a premium account, she was telling me it's like $50 per premium account. That means it's already warmed up, already has a following. Proxies are like $2 to $3 per account. Like, all in all, if we really wanted to do it right at scale, I mean, it's going to be a pretty expensive upfront investment, mostly just buying all the accounts up front. But worth it.
What if we organically grow them with the social media stuff?
We can try. Like, we can start with that. We can start with not warm accounts and see if we can just do organic social posting for a month to warm it up. So it's at least looks active in whatever niche. And then we just have to pretty much decide what we're going to use the socials for. Do we want to build up an account or accounts that are similar to us, where we're reaching out to business owners that want to grow or sell? And that's probably what we're going to do. So just position, I mean, really just more of our positioning just on more accounts to target more business sellers. We're getting a lot of interest from buy side, which is great.
I was thinking about UGC, UGC, but for us, how can we leverage UGC for us?
Yeah, I think just building up our positioning more, so we are the strategic connection between business owners who want to sell and business buyers who want to buy, and just getting a bit more granular in the value that our systems can provide for business owners, because those are likely the ones we're going to be targeting. So talking about the opportunity, what our mission is, why we're doing this, make sure that owners are actually getting paid what they're worth when they sell, make sure they can secure themselves. There's 18 million owners out there that they're going to sell over the next 5 years. We want to make sure that we can support as many people as possible. Talking about why it's important to work with advisors first before going straight to accepting like a private equity offer, and I mean, not talking too much, well, definitely talking shit about, not all private equity is bad, but a lot of private equity is very parasitic. So yeah, I think that's probably the best
creating
way.
like an army that has that knowledge base and then just executes organic content.
Yeah. So just multiplying us pretty much. I don't think we need to go do anything else, but maybe we have certain accounts that are industry specific, like acquisitions. Like we specifically help manufacturing companies. We specifically help carpentry or whatever home service companies.
You remember when I talked about that?
Yes.
A while back? Yeah.
And I think we have enough resources now to like do it. Shouts out Mehik. Ideally, this can be something that
there's a lot of cool things. We're barely scratching the surface of what we're going to be, which is insane to think.
Yeah.
I think this weekend we should, have a little sit down, pull out the whiteboard, and map that out. Just so because like obviously moving the boot camp to the 18th got me uberly excited, because that was like the first thought that came into my mind from like doing new moons. Anyways, the second thing was that gave me and the rest of us like also something to strive towards for the next 9 days, to have like our first real tough teaser to the entire marketplace for the app and everything else that we have. So I'm excited over the next 9 days, and I think like on this weekend we should really get from our campaign stats, compile and build out like our V2 iteration of the prompts that we currently have, and then talk also about the rest of the business model and how we want to tweak spin tax moving forward for the next boom. And not our spin tax right now, because that would stay consistent, but start testing other variations from industry specific layers and building out the other operating systems for these other industries from a high level point of view. So we start posting that type of content, because I see that also resonates well with the public when they see, even though they don't have to understand it, but they see, oh, like the Miro boards and the stuff like that. Like, this is what we implement into XYZ. Yeah. And then they're like, oh, shoot. And that just builds authority and moves forward.
I think something that would be good for all of us to do is just go through that deal clarity worksheet that we got from Cody Sanchez, and just so like we all have clarity on what kind of businesses we would want to put operating systems into first.
I did this.
Just prioritize internally.
I did this exercise with Harrison, where we were talking a lot, but I was like, I don't want to pollute your brain, and I don't want you to pollute mine. We should go off for the rest of the night, let your mind roam wild of where you want to go, where you want everything to look like, and how you want it to look like, and then let us come back together, talk about it, and see how aligned we were, or like how we want to like bring all of those pieces together, and then move forward. And I think it was like really good to do, right? You enjoyed it?
Yeah, no, I mean, it gave us time to like kind of think it through, and then we found the Venn diagram of what we were thinking, and it was just like easy to come together on that.
But I do love that approach from the deal clarity perspective. I just think that we're positioned so cool to where I want the deal clarity to come from the people that we're able to bring along with us, you know, like those guys that will find an industry that they want to operate in, that can head up that platform of this collective to operate in, you know?
Yeah, let me
And
add that to it, because we're doing a survey for anybody who's joining the boot camp. Yeah, so I'm going to also add what industries are they interested in particularly, so we can actually just start mapping out some operating systems for that too, based on what people want. Also, I kind of teased this yesterday while you weren't here. Sorry, but I also told them that the big reveal for our product launch, we will share some more details about during the boot camp, and also give priority early access complimentary for 30 days to anybody who joins the boot camp. So they'll get to use the productized version of this client acquisition system themselves for free for 30 days and just like start ripping it.
That's cool. Let's stress test then. So that means even more onus on us over the next 9 days to start stress testing the system and being able to fully allow that to happen. I love it. I think it's aggressive. I love it. And I think we should do it because it's beneficial on every single aspect, because we still get to reiterate off of these systems to provide more value for more people also. So I love it.
Sam just said the nice way of, we want your data, please.
Hey, no, I'm fixing my words. I'm learning from the Claude that was my coach from yesterday's call, because like every day I want to get better myself, you know, and I think this process is great for doing it in front of everybody. So I wanted to start to speak, you know, less brash. I want to say it in the best ways.
So some of the things we are going to prioritize for getting clarity on this weekend is the offer for buy side, including our exact pricing structure, some clarity on target industries that we're particularly excited about, and then also our full internal value stack for everybody involved. So right, other operators, other owners, other buyers, like what is our full ecosystem as far as value we can provide just to the market as a whole. Because dude, we just, all of you guys are bringing so much value to this, and the rest of the people in this partnership program. So it's just incredible how much real value we can actually create out in the world right now. And actively are creating. So yeah,
Another thing
Saturday
too
may be a good clarity session.
Is also finding those right partners, because we've been both speaking to and getting interest from the same people, like the exit systems guys, the buy side guys. So there's a lot of like synergy there to, you know, bring value in house that just turns it into a firm, a behemoth, a machine.
Speaking of in-house value, I do have this call with Ben in 4 minutes, the broker / M&A lawyer, and I want him. I want him to be part of the team. We'll figure out how that can best be situated, but let's go ahead and wrap up today's live so that we can get on with the show. Thank you everybody for being here. We are officially at 2 hours into the live stream, which means we are wrapping it up. Much love to you. Today you got to see us do several live calls. I had a call with a guy who wants to bring in an equity partner. Sam had a call with a buy side firm who would likely, be paying us to be able to deal source with them. And also a call with an exit advisor who, just gave us a lot of validation on how our approach to building the relationship with owners is working and what kind of information we're collecting before we hand off to the buy side. So you actually got a really great kind of trifecta of live experiences today. You got talking to a real business owner. You got some insights on how we build the relationship with those owners, especially based on what this exit advisor was talking about, and also a little bit of how the offers are structured for buy side. And then you also got to hear somebody on the buy side asking us what is our offer structure. So you can see that through line of how these relationships work, from owners getting ready to sell, us in the middle building that relationship and getting the information, and then also being able to get paid for it with the buyers. So really great perspective. You also got to see a lot of the back end of our data enrichment, which we are super dialing in to just get even better contact information up front, so we can once again get a hold of business owners doing multi-million-dollar in cash collected every year. It is a great opportunity to be working with people who genuinely see the value and want to pay us. So you got to see a bit of what we're doing on the back end to be able to put the right leads in our systems. You'll get to see more of how we're crafting our messages to the right people, because the right people and the right message at scale is what allows us to create this huge pipeline. We are now at $93 million in enterprise value sat with.
Whoa. I wouldn't say enterprise value. I would just say that's the revenue, because the enterprise value
could go higher.
Their EBITDA multiple.
Yeah.
So that is.
You're right. Rough estimate. It's likely much higher. Likely much higher. So we'll just say, we'll say, sorry, $93 million in revenue sat with, and the value that creates is even more. But we're also handicapping ourselves by only counting the number for the people we're actually sitting with and having conversations with, not scheduled for next week or the week after, because we do have things that are scheduled out all the way to the 21st. I need to put together an offer for this owner who also wants to grow through strategic acquisition. I have that call tomorrow morning, so I'm going to spend some time tonight just working out what is the market opportunity, what is the total addressable market, what is the exact plan to help him acquire other businesses, as well as put an operating playbook in place for what he's doing right now. We've already had 2 calls going deep and exploring all of that, and I want to make the offer. This is a $50 million flooring company in Texas. All right, people.
One thing I want to say there too is, yes, you guys get to see us do this live for 2 hours, but you don't get to see the rest of the 24 or the rest of the 22. But that is all things that we have recorded as well, and that we have documented that you guys will also have access to. So very excited for you guys to keep coming along with the journey here. A lot of exciting things over the next coming days.
You see what we do. You see what we do for 2 hours, and we have to also be a little to do a little entertainment. But a lot of this is just like we're locked in. So we're gonna get back to locked in. Keep rolling. Thank you all so much for being here. Everybody on the live stream, thanks for popping in. Muna, Daniel, everybody else who's watching that didn't leave any comments. Please comment. Let us know what kind of questions you have. Let us know what you're interested in, because we will tailor this experience to you. Harrison, Sam, Enrique. Thank you guys. I love you guys. Trey John, you're pretty dope too. Thanks, cool guy. All right, $100 million pipeline, active, happening live every day. We have 21 days left of the live stream. If you want to have the exact playbook that we are following to be able to do this, literally handed to you, and all these systems literally handed to you, come join the boot camp. We are going to go deep on specifically how can you actually make as much money as possible by creating real value and hanging out with people who genuinely care about you as a person. Okay, we love you. We appreciate your time here. Much love. Peace. That's it.
Peace.
All right.